Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to today's car chat.
So we've got about a couple of hour drive back to Bristol. So we've been to Chessington World of Adventures.
We have. So Tim wanted to have a chat on the way here about his opinions of Chessington, and I convinced him to let's just have one more visit first before he starts complaining about Chessington. So,
first of all, there's a vlog going to be on the channel, and that's probably already out. So take a look at that to see what we got up to on our day at Chessington World of Adventures.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to put it out there that Chessington is my least favourite theme park in the UK. Certainly out of the major theme parks,
really?
Certainly the major ones. Yeah.
Even after today?
Well, today has changed it slightly. And I think we had a really good day today, but that was benefited because it was a really quiet day.
And the weather.
The weather was gorgeous as well.
Weather.
Yeah, so to be honest, everything
it's now
lined
overcast and the car still says it's 21. So
yeah.
We've had a really, really beautiful day.
Yeah, it was warm. It was nice to be around the park. There was a good sort of mix of clientele in the park, if that makes sense.
Oh, no, I'd say it was mostly toddlers.
Yeah, the children were certainly younger. There wasn't a lot of sort of teenage, older children.
No.
Yeah, it's...
We're going left. There's a road closure on the M4, so we're doing a bit of a detour home.
Interesting drive home. So yeah, we did a load of stack of stuff today. We did multiple re-rides on all the major coasters. So Vampire, Mandrill Mayhem. We did only do one Dragon's Fury run.
Yeah,
didn't we?
It kept closing today.
Yeah, we went on Rattlesnake once as well, but that's enough for anybody, to be honest.
Yeah, my head hurts after going on Rattlesnake. It really did rattle. I'm not sure I'll be going back on Rattlesnake, to be honest.
What else did we do?
Tiger Rock.
We did Tiger Rock. Yeah, Tiger Rock, and the log flume there. That was. I thought that was really good. Log flume. It's not perfect. It looks quite tired.
I think that's the problem with a lot of these marine parks. They're tired, but they're only tired because they're not keeping like the paintwork and the cleaning and the gardening up. It's just the general maintenance.
Yeah, and then the other thing that sort of still lets Merlin parks down above anything else is operations. Again, we got away with a lot today. They didn't have to be super tight on operations, but if it's busy, all of a sudden those 5-minute waits can be 40-minute waits. And if you're waiting 40 minutes for everything, you could possibly have quite a miserable day.
Yeah. But everything today was 5 minutes.
Well, certainly everything that we wanted to do.
Apart from tiny truckers. Tiny truckers had the longest wait in the park all day.
Again, but I think actually operationally-wise, I did watch them for a couple of minutes, and they'd been loading for 4 or 5 minutes, and still they'd not set off.
No, and it really shouldn't take that long to be loading that sort of ride.
Well, essentially, it's a car ride, isn't it? So they could be just loading a car every few seconds and then dispatching it. It
looks like they were dispatching them all at once.
It just seemed to be some very interesting operations for that. And I mean, even on all the coasters, Vampire, they didn't have enough staff.
That wasn't their fault. Yeah, they didn't have enough staff for Vampire. And they didn't all day. They were doing exactly the same this afternoon as they were this morning, in that they were getting you to put yourselves in the queues. And
people didn't get it. People expect to be put into an air gate pen. So row 1, row 2, row 3. And they weren't doing that.
No. Which was causing some delays, but not significant delays. I think because everything was a walk-on, it didn't make a difference. But
it would make a difference, I think, if you were going on a busier day.
Well, exactly. So, like, next Monday is Bank Holiday Monday, and it's the day that Paw Patrol opens.
Yeah.
The park is going to be busy. They have got to be on it with ops next week.
And hopefully, we've not been at a weekend this season, and we probably won't come at a weekend, so we probably won't see the weekend operations. But yeah, I think it's the difference. And when you're comparing the difference between Chessington and somewhere like Paulton's Park. Paulton's Park, we've not been yet this season. We will go later on once Asgard was the... sorry?
Draken, isn't it?
Draken, yeah, it's Viking area anyway. That area reopens.
It got a bit bumpy on the road.
Well, it's this concrete section of the M25. I'll give you my review on that in another vlog.
So, yeah, we will go to Paulton's Park after Draken opens, slightly later on in the year, probably.
Valgard, that's what the area is called, yeah. So we will be going to Paulton's Park. But I think that's the sort of main competition for Chessington, very similar demographic.
Yeah.
I can see what they're doing with the Paw Patrol area is probably replicating what Paulton's have done with Peppa Pig. And I think the area does look good. I'm just a bit worried about where it's placed in regards to the rest of that area.
But I think that more shows what's probably going to happen to the rest of that area. I think Rattlesnake will be going.
Oh, I think that once they open the Minecraft area, then that possibly is the next area to be redeveloped.
Yeah, my only concern is that actually both the Paw Patrol and Minecraft area do, because Tiger Rocks is quite big, they do both back onto that, and particularly Merlin, but UK theme parks have been getting rid of their log flumes.
Yeah, and
I really enjoyed it. I actually think so. My favourite from today was Mandrill Mayhem. That was my favourite.
Yeah,
I really loved that. But my second favourite ride was the log flume.
Yes,
I really enjoyed it.
I think it's because we've not done a proper log flume since. Well, the last one we did was probably Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Walt Disney World. Yeah,
but that's apart from that one. I don't even remember what the last one was that I've been on. Do you know what? It might have even been Tidal Wave.
Well, that has reopened. So the next time we're at Thorpe,
we will go on Tidal Wave and get absolutely drenched. You actually get wetter off on Tidal Wave.
To be honest, I thought we got wetter on the Gruffalo than we did on Tiger Rock.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I'm going to say we did different this trip is we went in the hotel entrance because we'd parked, we'd got charging.
Because we had car charging, so something I discovered yesterday, I was trying to find where the car charging was for Chessington, because I know it's not in the main car park, so I thought it was in the hotel. So I was just having a look. You can reserve, for £3, you can reserve a spot for electric car charging, which I think is really worth it, because it just takes away that stress of thinking, oh, is there going to be any charges available? There are only 4 that are available for reservations, and you do it through Chessington's website. But they then sent me a text message, so it's reserved between 10 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock the next morning. And they sent me a text message, I think it was 10 o'clock actually, with you press this button to unlock your charger. So that was really good.
Yeah.
But they didn't have the main car park open. They only had the hotel car park open today.
Which is better, because there's 2 entrances to Chessington World of Adventures. There's the hotel entrance, which I think used to be the main entrance.
It must have been. It looks like a proper entrance.
And it feels, and you get that welcome, you go into that entrance plaza and it feels like you're in the park. Whereas the other entrance, when you park in the main car park, you come in essentially behind Mandrill Mayhem and behind the World of Jumanji, and it just feels like you're coming in the back entrance.
Yeah, and even the toilets that are at that entrance are like portaloos, aren't they? Yeah,
and if you were going to Epcot for the first time, you're not going to use International Gateway as your entrance, are you?
No.
It's just about that welcome to the park.
Yeah. No,
I mean, that's important.
Well, it's the same as Alton Towers. That's probably a better comparison.
Yeah.
Is going through the front gate or going through the Nemesis entrance.
Yeah.
Although I would always choose to go through the Nemesis entrance than the front gate.
I mean, if I was Chessington, I would be investing in these attractions that they've got. It's not going to cost as much to put a bit of liquor paint and maybe do some updates, put some statues, maybe even some new effects on those older rides.
Yeah.
Things like Tiger Rock and Vampire and that Tomb Raider
that was a
laser
really
blast
good
thing,
dark ride.
which would have been a really good dark ride. Take the interactive stuff off it. It was a waste. The kids weren't interested in it. They didn't know what they were doing. I think that was a phase that 20 years ago they were putting on rides, but they don't need to do that now.
Taken off though.
Well, Jewel
gone.
got taken off. So we'll see. And that could have been, a good dark ride. And actually, then those could have been really notable attractions at the park.
Yeah.
But they're good, but they're just tired.
Yeah, and this seems to be a thing with Merlin, is they build attractions and then they don't keep them up. So they're really, really good when they first open.
Yeah.
So Mandrill Mayhem is still very new.
And all that Jumanji area is really, really new. But it's like, what is that going to be like in 10 years' time?
Yeah, because if you then look at all of the rides that have been open a little bit longer than that, there's paint peeling off, they're dirty, there's weeds growing. It really wouldn't take much to just up it and just make it all really lovely and a really, really good park. And it's the same in all of the Merlin parks. They just need a bit of a clean, a lick of paint and some weeding.
Yeah.
And they just make the world of difference. But then we are very used to Disney.
We are, and we shouldn't be holding the UK theme parks to the same standards. They don't get
Absolutely
anywhere
not.
near the guest throughput. However, if you look at the European parks, especially the ones we're going to on our road trip this year, at the Effling, Phantasialand, Europa Park, they're not Disney or Universal parks either, and they've got Uber theming, great operations, and are definitely world-class theme parks.
And are well maintained.
And it's why aren't we striving for those sorts of standards in our theme parks?
Yeah. And I think we just need to keep pushing. And actually, I think Paulton's Park, from what we've seen, we haven't been for a few years, but from what we've seen of Paulton's Park, they are keeping up the standards, they are maintaining it, they're replacing things, they're keeping things clean, they're keeping things tidy.
Yeah.
They're not just adding in new attractions, which is what's important.
They're going actually through some of the older areas. So actually Valgard, which they've created now, that was an area that did have a couple of attractions but wasn't really particularly themed.
Yeah.
So they've taken out a few attractions, moved one, rethemed one, and they're putting in a new Gerstlauer, I think it's a Eurofighter, so quite a thrilling coaster for Paulton's. So that's going to be sort of broadening the demographic of Paulton's Park from the preschoolers who are into Peppa Pig up to those sort of people who want a more thrilling attraction. Not Radiator Springs, but their route to Coronado, is it Coronado Springs or?
No, Coronado Springs is a hotel.
There's the route 66 or route 83 or whatever they call it at Paulton's. That area's got a couple of good coasters. It's got also the gyro swing thing, which is supposed to be really thrilling. So they've really done what theme parks in the UK should be doing.
Yes. Yeah, and actually, for Universal opening 2030, I think Paulton's, they're not going to be competition, but I think Paulton's is going to be the next best.
Well, I think Paulton's is probably regarded as the best UK theme park now.
Which, it feels a little sad, really, because poor Alton Towers used to be the absolute top.
Oh, it used to be the crowning glory of UK theme parks. And actually,
it could be.
It's still got, because of the coasters it's still got international recognition from, certainly from coaster enthusiasts.
It does.
However, you need to appeal to more than a coaster enthusiast to be good. You need to have good operations. It needs to be a good experience
and there
when you
needs
go.
to be a large variety of rides. I have to say, for Chessington, because that's what we are actually talking about it.
Yeah.
They have got a lot of filler attractions.
Yeah, there's a lot of spinners.
Which isn't my thing at all.
Yeah, I think the thing is it's having good ride availability, which I think they have. They did have a good selection of attractions. It's about having a good variety of attractions. I would certainly like to see more dark rides in the UK theme parks.
Yeah.
Things like the Tomb Blaster ride. Yeah, well, it's good. We need more just pure dark rides, to be honest, because everybody can enjoy a dark ride.
Yeah.
And I think more rides that don't require height requirements as well.
I have to say, Chessington had really turned their smells up today.
Oh yeah, there was loads of smell pods around, which was noticing in quite a few different the indoor attractions.
Yeah,
mainly.
Vampire smelled fusty.
Yes, especially the load area.
Yeah, which I didn't notice at all last time. So I think they've refilled them or something.
Yeah. Going on a slightly different point, one thing I've learned from today is actually Chessington's a really accessible park.
Yes.
For actually, if you're especially if you're a bit of a larger guest, getting on rides there was nothing we didn't get on today.
No, and I think the last time we were here, it was so busy. We weren't like quite as determined because I didn't have wrap at the time, so the queues for the roller coasters were an hour.
Yeah,
Vampire wasn't open.
I remember saying when I got off Mandrill Mayhem last time that I think there was a lot more give in the actual restraint than what the test seat allowed.
Yeah.
And I thought you would have got on it.
Yeah.
But today, because it was such a low weight anyway, even without wrap, it was such a low weight, I think it was worth the try.
Absolutely.
And actually, I think you got on that a lot easier than the test seat.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, a lot easier. Plus Vampire, Dragon's Fury, Rattlesnake we did last time as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really, really good.
We did a couple of the other flat rides as well. We got on those without any issues.
Ooh.
You can get on things like Croc Drop as well.
Yeah, we've done Croc Drop before. Didn't fancy that today. But yeah, and there was a lot of food stalls that were closed, so I think there's probably quite a lot of food availability during peak times, and there looked like quite a variety as well. There were lots of like coffee and donut stands and stuff, but
you could have really done with an ice cream stand open today.
Yeah, there was no ice cream open today. We did get an ice cream, but we got it from the...
review. What the hell's happened to Feast?
I think I picked up the wrong flavour. There must be a different flavour of Feast. It had like vanilla ice cream and a caramelly centre, didn't it?
It did, but
I must have picked up the wrong one.
It did say it was a new allergy thing on the label, but I didn't really read it. But the ice cream was like white ice cream. I wouldn't even say it was vanilla. It was just white. And the centre was like a softer caramel rather than a harder chocolate. So I'd be really disappointed if Feasts have changed, because that was always my go-to on the pre-packaged ice cream.
But they did only have pre-packaged ice cream, and we got that one from the gift shop because there wasn't an ice cream stand. And when it's 22 degrees outside,
people want ice cream.
And yeah, it's fine to have the freezer open, but they probably could have closed one of the donut stands and opened an ice cream one instead.
And you could have got a delicious hot chocolate on the way out.
Yeah. I think the pizza pasta buffet was closed by the looks of it, which is probably why the barbecue restaurant that we went to was so busy.
I really enjoyed the barbecue that we did.
It was really good. I ate far too much. I shouldn't have eaten it all. It was definitely enough to share for a lunch between us, and that's probably what we'd do the next time.
I think it was probably a little bit overpriced, but based on the experience in the actual restaurant, I think getting rid of the paper packaging and just maybe a sauce bar. If you're doing a barbecue, it'd be nice to have things like honey mustard and more than just your standard ketchup, barbecue and mayo, which was what was available. So that would be another thing I would change.
One thing that did surprise me, and I don't know whether it's an annual pass. So Merlin have been selling the annual passes for rock bottom prices recently. They've been ridiculously priced. So I don't know whether this is an effect of that people aren't technically paying for entrance on the day, so they feel like they've got a bit more money to spend. I saw a lot of people playing on arcades, but also playing like hooker dart, those sorts of things, a lot more than I've seen before.
Yeah, I think there is a lot of that at Chessington as well.
There was a lot of it.
There's a lot of those games. I think this is, again, when we go back to operations, they've not got the staff to do the loading for Vampire, but they have got the staff to have somebody sat not doing anything at the photo booth on every single attraction.
Yeah, I know.
I know the photos generate revenue, but
They're so expensive for photos. I looked at getting photos when we went to Thorpe Park because I thought they might be useful, and it was £30 for the photos for the day.
I'm assuming there's not an upgrade to the annual pass.
I don't think there is, but if I wanted, there might be, but I think it was something like £110 for an annual photo pass.
Yeah, because at Disney, all Disney Worlds, you can add your photo pass to your annual pass, and then it just runs for the whole duration of the. It's like an upgrade on the annual pass.
Yeah.
And you don't have to then worry about paying for individual photos.
But you get other photos at Disney as well, don't you?
Yeah,
it's not just your ride photos. So I think it's incredibly overpriced. I did have a quick look at Polton's just to see what they are charging, because Polton's don't do any fast pass at all. So there's no upcharge on that. It's free parking, and I believe it was £2.50 per photo.
That's not bad for...
No, I would have paid £2.50 per photo if I wanted it. So I just think that's a lot more reasonable.
Yeah. I mean, Polton's Park is quite an expensive park to visit.
It is expensive in the first place. I believe when I looked last time it was about £45 each in advance. So it's not cheap. However, I think it also depends on the experience that you're getting during the day.
Yeah, and I think if you can get an annual pass for Polton's Park, and if you live close enough and we're going to go regularly enough, then it would be worth it.
I think it's 3 visits.
Yeah.
It pays up.
Whereas the Merlin annual passes that we have, they are ridiculously cheap.
Yeah.
And I mean, we pay £1 per visit for our theme park visits.
Yeah.
So yeah, we don't mind having a meal in the park, or spending money on an ice cream or coffee
Or pins.
Because we know we've not really paid very much. If we divided our number of visits by the amount we've paid for our annual pass, it would be probably in single-digit pounds.
Yeah. But no, I think I really enjoyed Chessington. I would actually rate Chessington above Thorpe Park for me.
I think Thorpe Park's...
As an all-round park.
Thorpe Park is not a theme park, though.
It's an amusement park.
It's definitely, at the moment, an amusement park. There's no vibe area. So, I mean, there's 2 ways to experience a theme park. You can go for the thrills, the rides, or you can go for the vibes. And I think you need a good mix of both of them to be a theme park. So that's themed areas that you feel that you've been transported away to some sort of distant land, a mystical place, or somewhere that you can't go every day.
Yeah.
And that's why I think places like theming lands to regions of the world, or different periods in time, or even different movies does sort of work really, really well. I think the Paw Patrol area, it's going to be great for kids. It's going to be good capacity for the kids. But I don't think it's going to be somewhere adults will enjoy spending time.
No, and I don't think that's the purpose of it.
No. People will go there because their kids enjoy it, and the kids are familiar with those characters, which is okay, but it just means the theming doesn't have to actually be that great.
Yeah, but I mean, I still prefer it to Thorpe Park.
Well, Thorpe Park's got no real theme.
The Amity Isle, and that's it.
Amity Isle, which, to be honest, is getting degraded every single time they do a different project there. There's a few bits of good theming around a few of the attractions, but that's quite isolated. The reason to go to Thorpe Park is for those hyper thrill coasters, things like Hyperia and Nemesis Inferno, Stealth, Swarm, Soar the Ride, and possibly Colossus if you can get on.
I don't think people go just for Soar the Ride and Colossus.
No.
I think they're about as rattly as rattlesnake.
Yeah, but
yeah,
it's. As Chessington and Thorpe Park, I think they certainly could do a lot better.
Yeah. So at the moment, I think my rating on Merlin Parks, Alton Towers, Legoland, Chessington, Thorpe.
Yeah, I'd probably... It's very close. Thorpe, I think... Thorpe's a bit more very precise with its demographic, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Thorpe, no, it is just for thrill coasters.
Yeah.
That is the only reason to go. If you've got children younger than secondary age, you don't need
Not
to go
worth
to
it.
Thorpe Park. That's not what they're trying to do. I do think Thorpe struggles on the fact that it's not got a lot of diversity in its attractions.
It also doesn't have enough attractions, full
It
stop.
also doesn't have enough attractions, yeah, and wait times can be horrendous. So, yeah, I can see Thorpe is probably the worst one out of a lot of them out because it's just the smallest with the least amount of diversity on its attractions. But I do feel that Chessington doesn't have any standout attractions. It doesn't have anything that is, we need to go there because we can't get it anywhere else. I don't think it's quite a standout attraction.
No, but I'm so glad that we've done it before they get rid of it.
Yeah, I mean, that was the worry. But
Well, it was really a worry because at the end of last year it had been closed for ages and there was worries that it was going to be demolished.
Yeah.
So I am very glad that we've got on it before it has.
And I think Vampire could be a ride. They could make it survive to the future or even replace it, retrack.
It needs a retrack.
I mean, would they replace it with a more modern Vekoma? Could they do that? Possibly, I don't know. But are they going to want to invest the money in that for something that's not an IP? Because Chessington certainly seems to...
I don't know, it's popular. Vampire is always popular.
Yeah, but mostly because it's the best roller coaster, or one of the best roller coasters there. It's in the top 3 there, but I would still say that none of those attractions are ones that I would say are worth a standalone visit to Chessington for. Whereas,
No, but would you say that Legoland there's anything there that...
I think Legoland's a better all-round experience.
Yeah.
I think there's enough diversity there of stuff to do, and Legoland is definitely not our demographic. Legoland is definitely for that younger demographic.
Yeah, it is. Whereas Chessington, I felt like we could still have a really good day.
Oh, we did. We had a fantastic day today.
I had a wonderful day.
Although we're sort of being a bit
Moaning.
negative in this video, it's only because we would really like Chessington to be a bit just that much better.
Yeah, we just want better quality UK theme parks.
And it doesn't have to be a thrill ride that they put in. It could be something.
They don't even need to put anything in. They just need to clean it and paint it.
And I think just having good quality attractions, even if that's something like Pirates of the Caribbean, or
Okay.
No, but there's some sort of dark ride that's of similar standing. And when we go to Europa Park, you will know that is possible for a non-Disney Universal
I know
theme
it's possible. I just don't think Merlin are interested in investing
money. Merlin
and that's the problem
not.
at the moment. Merlin seem to be interested in investing in Chessington.
I wonder how much is being invested by the IPs that they've brought in, though. Whether the Paw
Might have
Patrol
just cost them a fortune, doesn't it?
Well, but you don't know how much investment's coming the other way as well.
True. It would be really nice if they invested some money in Alton Towers now, though, please.
Alton Towers just seems to be the forgotten park, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, we will end this here. We are going to Alton Towers in 3 weeks' time.
We'll probably have a similar chat afterwards.
We probably will, because it's going to be another very long drive home.
We are staying overnight though at Alton Towers.
Yeah, we are. So we're doing 2 days at Alton Towers, and we are doing the Sunday and the Monday, and we are staying at the Splash Landings Hotel.
We're not doing the water park because it's not open at a different time to the theme park's open, but that's another thing.
Yeah, Alton Towers is open. The 2 days we're there, it's open 10 till 4, and so is the water park. So I'm not really sure what we're going to do in the evening on the Sunday, apart from find somewhere for dinner. So yeah, come join us for that in a few weeks' time. I hope you enjoyed our rants.
It's a chat. We only like our theme parks in the UK to just be that much little bit better. And then, as I say, we had an amazing day today, purely probably benefited by the fact that it was great weather and we benefited from some really low wait times today. But it could really easily be a miserable day if it was a busy day. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we will leave it there, and we will see you soon. Bye!
Bye!